Hey y'all, welcome to Demo days 6 and 7 combined. Thank you for joining. A lot of you will see this on the replay, and email did not go out. Listen, it has been a week. When I planned Demo days, I knew that I had a pretty involved schedule this week, but I also knew that if I did not go ahead and plan and roll out Demo days, they probably would get pushed and pushed and pushed. And then it would be 3 months later, and I still would not have done this yet. So I'm trying to follow the advice of my coach and just do it now, even though it's going to be a little bit messy, definitely not perfect, far from it. But after this one, it is done. And then I get to try this all over again. This has been a huge challenge for me because I really don't do well with being live. Being live in a room full of people, absolutely. Speaking to a room full of folks, yes. But getting online live when there may or may not be an audience is super difficult for me. Not to mention just so many things were going on this week that were planned, and then all the things that happened this week that were not planned. But we're here today, and today we want to talk about prompts. It's all about the prompts. So we looked at Padlet earlier this week. We looked at Canva and some of the AI features that it contains. We did a little bit of text to image, and now we are going to look at prompts for generating all sorts of content. The biggest thing I hear from people is I don't know what to put in the chat bot for my prompt. I just don't know how to write a prompt and what information it needs to include. So I am going to share with y'all 2 prompting formulas that I absolutely love. These were actually taken from K through 12 instructional strategies that I use a lot as a teacher. And the first one is the Raft writing strategy. If you were an ELA teacher or even any other subject, I know one of the schools that I taught in, we had a building-wide writing initiative, and Raft was the strategy that we used. Now, I would say for the last 7, 8 years of my teaching career, I have used the CER method for writing in science, but that's another strategy for another day. Raft stands for role, audience, format, and topic. And by following this framework for giving students writing assignments, it helps them to just think more clearly about the purpose of their writing so that they can be intentional in making sure that they meet or reach the goal that the writing is intended for them to reach. So in your prompt, if you include at least these basic pieces of information, you're going to hit very close to what you're looking for. And then you can continue prompting and chatting with the chat bot in order to get that exact output. All right, so let's look at my example here. And I want y'all to know that this formula and the next formula, they are commutative, right? So if we have any Algebra 1 knowledge, we know that I don't even think it's algebra. This is like basic math, right? But the commutative property means that no matter what order you do it in, you're going to get the same answer. So for Raft, it doesn't have to go role first, audience second, format next, topic last, as long as you have all 4. Let's look at this example. As a historical figure from a different era, that is the role, the historical figure. Write a persuasive social media post. That's the format, right? So a social media post is going to be a different writing format than, say, a text message to your parent, than an essay, than a lab report. Life's work and its importance. This is the topic. It's going to be about this historical figure's life work and what made it important to a modern day audience. And obviously the word audience is in there, so it is an audience. Okay. So as a historical figure from a different era, write a persuasive social media post explaining your life's work and its importance to a modern day audience. That is Raft. Now, in a moment, we're going to take this prompt and we're going to drop it into ChatGPT as well as Google Gemini and see what we get. But before we do that, I want to move you on to the next prompting formula. And this was also taken from a K through 12 strategy, the GRASP framework for performance-based assessments. If you're not familiar with performance-based assessments, go ahead and look that up by Wiggins and McTee. Look that up. All right. So GRASP stands for goal, role, audience, situation, product performance, and the standards or criteria. So what is the goal? What is the role of the person performing this task? What is the role that you need to assume in performing this task? The audience, who is this aimed at? Who is it serving? Give that situational analysis. So what's the context? Product performance, what should be achieved as a result of this performance being, as a result of this action being performed, and then the standards or criteria that it should meet. Let's look at an example. Design a captivating children's book for a kindergarten audience. I was going to throw something else in there, but I'll say it in a minute. Design a captivating children's book for a kindergarten audience explaining the importance of bees in pollination. You are a renowned children's book illustrator working for a major publishing company. The book should be visually engaging and use simple language to educate young readers while adhering to early learning standards in science education. Do y'all see how long and specific this is? Remember, I said earlier that what you put in is what you get out. So you have to be super detailed. But don't worry if your prompts are not this detailed initially. Again, you just want to make sure that you get all of the GRASP elements in there. Okay, and then you can always come back and perfect it. So design a captivating children's book. That is the product that we want to get out of this for a kindergarten audience. We know that we're speaking to kindergartners. So now that gives it more context as to the vocabulary that should be used, the format that it should be written in, explaining the importance of bees in pollination. So the goal of this children's book is to help students understand the importance of bees in the process of pollination. You are a renowned children's book illustrator. Now we come to the role. We could have put this at the beginning of the prompt. You are a renowned children's book illustrator. Design, y'all, like I said, community, doesn't matter. Working for a major publishing company. This is the situation. So now it frames it for you. We're going to do things a little bit differently if we are self-publishing versus working for a huge publishing company. Now this means we are getting more eyes on our children's book. So we have to be more competitive, right? We're probably going to reach a broader audience. The book should be visually engaging and use simple language to educate young readers while adhering to early learning standards for science education. These are the criteria. These are the criteria. So we're just narrowing our focus here so that we get the output we're looking for that audience. Let's go out of Canva. So I'm just going to copy my prompt and I want to take it over into first ChatGPT and I'll paste it. Oh, it didn't paste well. Let's see. Oh, I clicked on something wrong when I was trying to copy it. So let me slow down and let's try this again. Okay, looks good. So ChatGPT is running me down the title of the book, they're calling it the book structure. It's going to give me a description of the illustrations and design, and then a breakdown of the educational elements. So ChatGPT did not write this book for me because we didn't ask it to write the book. It said design a captivating book, and so it described the design of the book. Of course, I could go ahead and prompt ChatGPT to start writing this for me, but as I told y'all at the beginning of demo days, I still like to rely on my own creativity because I do consider myself to be a highly creative person. That's not to say that somewhere in the creative process, I won't jump back into ChatGPT to generate some ideas to help me come up with some analogies and examples that maybe are not stirring in my brain yet, and that's perfectly okay. Now let's head over to Google Gemini, and I will start a new chat here. I'm going to drop that same prompt and let's see what Google Gemini gives us. You can use the exact same prompt in multiple chat bots and you are going to get multiple outputs. So we have our title there. It describes what our cover design should look like. And it goes through and gives us a page by page description of how this book should be illustrated. So it gave us two different things. It still met the goal. And of course, we know that Google Gemini is going to give us multiple drafts that we can review to see which one we like better. I think I already like this one better because now, in addition to the page number, it describes the topic that's going to be covered on that page. Oh, and then this one gives it to us in terms of layout, right? So the sequencing, what goes on the left side, what goes on the right, what happens when you turn the page. Oh, I love those. I cannot select one yet, so I'm just going to leave them alone for now. And I'll just start a new chat because I do want to come back over into Canva, and I want to go back up to my first prompt using the raft format. I want to copy that and paste it into each one as well. And since I was just in Gemini, I'll start there now. This is our, as a historical figure from a different era, write a persuasive social media post explaining your life's work and its importance to a modern day audience. So it gave us the first option as a tweet. And the role is Marie Curie. Okay, I like that. Science. And all of them are on the same person, but they break it down a little bit differently. Okay, so now we're going to put this into ChatGPT. I'm going to start a new chat because these prompts are so different from each other. I don't want to intermingle them in the same chat. All right, and this one is giving me Alexander Graham Bell. Now, in the last demo days, I talked about representation. So you should be thinking about if these are not scientists who speak to the audience that you are trying to connect with, then you can add some other qualifiers to your prompt so that you get outputs that are representative of the demographic that you are trying to reach. Woo! We are done, y'all. We are done. I made it through demo days somewhat. I somewhat made it, but we're at the end, and that is all that matters. Thank you to all of you who have joined me at some point during this week. Yes, we will have another series coming up. No, I don't know what it is. And no, I'm not going to do it next week because I am not ready. But I will be posting announcements. I will be sending out emails. Y'all let me know in the comments what you have thought about these demos, and have you tried any of the things that I have modeled? What have you been able to produce? How much time have you been able to save? And also, what questions do you still have? What can I help you with? Asking me those questions will definitely help me for the next Demo Day series. So until then, take care, y'all, and I'll see y'all soon.